What is going on, guys? What is going on? So, basically, I am here talking about my Achilles rupture and my experience, and maybe some tips. So, long story short, video is not going to be too long. Try to rush through it. I tore my Achilles January 19th playing basketball, and the last thing I would ever expect to happen, to be honest with you. I'm really in shape. I play ball probably 2 times a week. My job is extremely physical. I put up freight at night. I work overnight and I put up freight. So, it's pretty, you have to be in shape to do it because, it's a lot of work. I go to the gym, I work out, so I'm a pretty active guy. And I've never had any injury, big injury like this at all. I've never been injured like this playing any sport. But anyway, so I work out about 4 times a week, and like I said, my job is extremely physical, so I get a workout there too. I am on my feet all day. So so basically I was playing ball on a Saturday, and of course I always stretch. I also played a semi-pro basketball, so I'm up to date. I stretch, I do everything, try to do everything correctly. But so this day I was stretching before I was getting ready to play, about 10 minutes. So got on the court, running up and down the court. Okay, everything was going good. And so this one play, I was just backing up, and I was going to guard this guy over here. So I back up and then I take off, and it wasn't even a quick or an explosive takeoff. I just go to plant my foot and just take off. And I thought somebody actually kicked me, but I read that it feels like someone has kicked you. But as soon as it happened, I knew it. I knew it. I did it, and the pain wasn't even that bad. But I got down on the ground, and I got up, and I said, shit, I fucking tore my Achilles. And I was calm too. I was calm and everything. So I got up, I said, fuck, man. Walked off the court, sat down and said, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. This sucks. And I was calm. I was so calm, and the pain wasn't even, I didn't really have that much pain, but called my wife and I said, baby, I tore my Achilles. She was like, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. Got home, and she was like, you're always exaggerating about some things. And yeah, of course I am sometimes. But I got home, and she did the Thompson test, and she was like, yep, I believe you tore your Achilles. So it happened on a Saturday, and I didn't go to the emergency room or anything because I knew if I would have went, the only thing that they would have done was sent me home with some painkillers and, hey, go to your orthopedics, duh. So happened on a Saturday. Oh, and I forgot to mention it. I was going on my cruise, Carnival cruise Tuesday. It happened Saturday, and we were supposed to get on a cruise Tuesday. So I was like, son of a bitch. Sorry. But we had been waiting a year to go on this cruise. I've been on 5, but they're really exciting. So I was pissed, as you can imagine. So here I am on this beautiful Saturday day. Was supposed to be packing. Instead, I am home icing my Achilles. And so anyway, I wait and I go to the orthopedics Monday. And by the way, I canceled my insurance a while ago, but that's another story to talk about, But so chose in orthopedics, went there, and basically the pay was, I think I paid, because I was self-pay, obviously. So I paid $100. I think it was, yeah, it was $100 to do that. So went in there, saw the doctor, and he was a specialized foot surgeon, so that was great. So he checked me out and, asked when I done it, and I said, Saturday, I didn't go to the ER because, I told him, I am self-paid, trying to save as much money as I can. So, he had grabbed my leg, and it was pain when he, because my foot, it was hanging out obviously, and then when he lifted my foot up, that is when the pain hit me. So, and it was a gap, and it happened like my Achilles tore. Let me see if I can show you guys. This is my good foot, but my Achilles, it tore like right here. So it wasn't down here. It wasn't down here. It was like right here. And this is my boot that I have on right there. But anyway, so he said, "Yep, well, Wes, I have bad news for you. You have torn your Achilles." I said, "Yep, I already know, Doc. I already know." So he went through all the steps, the surgical and this and that, and so my first initial thought was surgery, because I'm like, man, I'm gonna need surgery if I'm gonna ever play again, and I am a pretty decent player, So, and I love ball, that's my passion right there. I love it. But so I was like, shit, man, I'm gonna need surgery. So he went through all of that with me, and got home, and like I said, Tuesday I was going on the cruise, and I went to the orthopedics Monday. So what they did, my orthopedics, I told them, everything, and I was going on a Tuesday, and I would be back Saturday. So they put me, he recommended, a boot. And and I was curious on why they didn't do the splint that day, but that's a whole nother topic right there. But so actually I was gonna buy a boot from my orthopedics, but turns out that shit is like $200. Maybe because I'm self-pay, but I said screw that. So what I did was went home, got online, and I found me a boot from Walmart, $42, and it is like a charm. So but before I left the orthopedics, they gave me these 3 wedges. So I would be at a 30-degree angle or something like that, plantar flexion or something like that. But so yeah, got and I paid, those were like $30, I believe, for all 3, I think, or maybe it was more, but something like that. But so got home, and actually I went back to the orthopedics because I wanted them to see my boot and to make sure that this would work, being that I wasn't gonna buy one of theirs. So got home, when he bought me a boot, brought it back to the orthopedics, and he checked it out and said, you know what, this will work. They put the wedges in there, and everything was a-okay from there. And so got home, packed, and me and my wife, we were actually thinking about not going on the cruise, because we're like, man, how am I gonna do this with a torn Achilles, on a cruise boat? So, did some thinking, and we're like, you know what, shit happens, live with it. It could be worse. So guess what we did? We drove down to the Charleston, and we went on that boat. So, and that was a hell of an experience, because this is my first time dealing with a torn Achilles, dealing with anything this major. So here I am, the only person with crutches. So, it was kind of, I was like, man, this sucks. But the good thing about this was we got a handicap permit. So instead of paying $100 and something bucks to leave our car, we paid not a damn thing. So that was awesome. So there were perks with this injury, people. There were perks. There were perks. And so got there, and it was definitely an experience because I was the only person there on crutches. And I was like looking around, I'm like, damn. So I see don't nobody have crutches. So, oh well. And I noticed how everyone was just looking at me like, is this dude really going on a cruise boat with, like this? But I figured out people were extremely nice. They were really nice, and that really surprised me. People were offering a lot of help, and that really told me a lot because it's 2019, and I didn't really have hope for this. All these people these days. I really didn't have hope for anything. I thought America, this world was just screwed because everything that was going on. But people were extremely nice, and I was really surprised. But yeah, so I got a lot of perks, a ton of perks. People opening doors for me. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. But all right, I'm going off topic here. But yeah, on the boat. So here I am, the only person, and like I said, everyone was just looking at me, and everyone had and it was maybe like 1,000 or more people on that boat, and everyone that I passed by on the boat asked me a question. Hey man, what happened? What'd you do to yourself? Oh man, you are awesome for coming on this cruise with a torn Achilles. So yeah. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going off topic. So as I was saying, so they didn't put me in a splint. And what surprised me was, I guess they didn't put me in a splint because I was going to do surgery. But so I guess that's why. But obviously on the boat, I did a ton of research because I bought an internet package, and I don't know if you have ever been on a cruise, but of course, when you're on the boat, you have to pay for Wi-Fi. But so I did a ton of research, and I did not know that going non-operative was almost the same as getting surgery. The only difference is, there's they say a 4 or 5% rupture rate, or whatever, if you don't have surgery. Of course, surgery, there's a less chance that you would re-rupture, but there's also a high possibility that you would get an infection or something like that. But so here I am thinking that I needed surgery because I wanted to play ball again. So figured out, I said, hey, I am gonna try this. I am going to try the non-operative route. So guess what? I freaking did it. So came back that Saturday, went to my orthopedics on a Monday, and I told my doc I am gonna not have surgery. So he said, okay. He told me all the risks that were involved, of course. So the next step was the splint. And I've read a lot where people say that you're not supposed to weight bear, the first week or so. But, I had a boot on my foot that entire time I was on the cruise boat because I ruptured it January 19th. And I went on my cruise the 22nd, I think, or something. And I wore a boot. Now, being on the boat, it was painful. It was painful, and it was swollen. And but anyway, so once I read, once I got home or whatever, I was like, man, so I'm not supposed to be weight bearing? Is this gonna ruin everything because I am in a boot already so early? So, but anyway, after, I got home, went to orthopedics Monday, they put me in a splint. It wasn't, when did they put me in a splint? I want to say they put me in a splint. It wasn't, I want to say maybe the same week. I need to check my calendar. But I know, I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot, but I will put it in the description. But anyway, so they put me in a splint, And they put, I was sitting down on this table and they just told me to let my foot hang. So it will be at the natural right angle or whatever. So they put the splint on me and told me I would have to be in that for 4 weeks. All the research I've done, people aren't in the splint for 4 weeks, but I said, what the hell? Maybe and by the way, it was a full Achilles rupture. I fully ruptured my tendon. But so I was in the boot for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. So they took the splint off 4 weeks later, and they asked me to, how, of course my calf was extremely small, and I was really, really disappointed and highly, highly disappointed because, I work out on legs and, I work out on my calves and, I like to have, but anyway, so they took it off and I was like, God damn, my shit is small. And there wasn't any pain. She, went down, my calf down to my Achilles, and it wasn't any pain. So she said that was really good. I could move my foot just a little bit. It felt so strange. But anyway, I'll have everything in the description. Sorry, I'm not as up to date as I should be with this. But anyway, so I was in that for 4 weeks, and they put me back in that damn boot. So they put me back in the boot. And my doc told me I would be in there for another 4 weeks. So with my wedges, with my 30 degree angle wedges. And guys, and by the way, I had to pay another $100. So if you don't have insurance, and depending on what orthopedics you go to, it's going to be, around $100 every visit. And the splint, they charge my ass $125. So yeah, but so basically I am now tomorrow will be 9 weeks from my splint to now. 9 weeks. And guys, I can tell you, of course I am walking and I only have one wedge in it. And oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you, physical therapy. They wanted me to do physical therapy 3 weeks ago, but that was really, really expensive. They wanted to charge me, of course, I don't have any insurance right now, but they wanted to charge me. The prices were like different. Like I called and they wanted to charge me 100 and something, and then it's 45 for every different exercise. And I was like, what the fuck? No. So I decided to do physical therapy on my own. And my doctor, and I told him that too. So he gave me a list of everything that I would be doing. So that was good. So I could just do it at home. But I still wanted to go see a physical therapist because, of course, this has never happened to me before. And, but so here I am. They wanted me to start physical therapy in 2 weeks, but I didn't listen. I did my own physical therapy. I started it a week before because I read that early mobilization or something, and early range of motion will have a better outcome, and it could lead up, just like you had surgery. So I started it a week early, and I started, of course, with the towel curls, moving my foot like this, doing my, all that stuff with my toes. But, I just said, what the hell, I'm just going to do this on my own. So, so let's see. So I started doing it on my own, and I must tell you that everything has worked out. And I did go to a physical therapist one time, but it was a different one, like 2 weeks ago. And I paid, that was like $120. I was really surprised because I knew just about more than he did. Like he was trying to have me do things that I shouldn't do. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard about healing long. They say if you go the non-operative way, you're not supposed to stretch before 8 weeks or something, your tendon. So you're not supposed to go you're not supposed to go above 90 degrees or something like that right there with your foot. So, like this, you're not supposed to this is my leg, my injured leg, and you're not supposed to go above, that 90 degrees. But so he was trying to have, so the physical therapist that I did, he was trying to have me stretch it, and I'm like, dude, no. But he told me everything that I already knew. He was trying to show me all these exercises, but this is the thing. I didn't go back because I already was doing everything. I was doing everything, so I didn't need to go back. So I haven't been back since. And at that time I had three of my wedges in. And that day he did tell me, the one thing he did tell me is he said, hey, if you want to take a wedge out. The paper that I brought him was from my orthopedics of all the exercises that I was doing. And he was really surprised because he said, wow, they don't have any information on here, like where you're at, or, my orthopedics, they didn't really tell me a whole lot, which I was kind of disappointed. But anyway, that's another story. I'm going off topic again. But anyway, so he told me that the only thing I did benefit from going to this guy is because at the time I told you, I still had 3 wedges in. And he said, hey, you know what? You can try to take another wedge out. He said, and at the time, I think I was at the, because I'll be at 9 weeks tomorrow. I think I was at 6.5 weeks. I think at the time when I had 3 wedges in, I think I was at 7 weeks, but let's just say 7 weeks I had 3 wedges in. And so he told me, he said, if it feels comfortable, if it's not tight, you can try to take a wedge out and put your foot in there and see how it feels. So I said, hey, you know what? Because I was going to do it I was going to start taking my own wedges out at the 8-week mark. And I did ask my orthopedics person that, and she said, well, that is up to your physical therapist. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to pay for that shit because it's just so damn expensive. But anyway, the guy that I did go see, he told me to just take a wedge out and see how it would feel. And this is the same guy that, I kind of knew a lot more than he did, which I was really surprised. But so I got home that day in the middle of the day, and I took one wedge out and put my foot down on my shoe, and it was a little tight, but not too bad. So I stood up and I was like, wow, holy shit, it feels the exact same way. So I started gradually walking and it felt good. So I left it out. So that was awesome. And I want to say that was 7 weeks. So mind you, I didn't go back to that physical therapist because I knew everything. Of course, I don't know everything, but I just knew a little more than he did. And, I felt comfortable doing it myself. So especially with all the research, all the videos online, I mean, there's great people that, and I learned this all online, from previous people who went the non-operative way, they've been such a big help. So credit to them, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do this on my own. So let's just say I took my first wedge out at the 7-week mark. So I took another wedge out at the 8-week mark. And so now I'm at 1 wedge. So I plan on tomorrow, I'm at 9 weeks. So I plan on taking my final wedge out. And man, let me tell you, I've been doing my exercises, with, the towel curls and the resistance bands and everything. And I can tell you, man, my Achilles, my calf, everything, it has gotten so strong. I can, every time I am flexing my foot, of course, down, and I'm adding resistance, I can finally see and feel my calf moving, and it's pumping, and I'm like, yes! So that was such an awesome sign, and that has been happening for about maybe 3 or 4 weeks now. So yeah, the non-operative way is, and it is working. So far, it's no difference in all the research that I have done. Of course, you come back earlier if you do surgery, you come back a lot earlier. And my process, at 9 weeks, I'm taking the final wedge out. So my process is I'm taking my time with my healing process, but at the same time, my workouts are kind of intense, you know, because I'm working that tendon, you know, I'm building it, you know, I'm getting it strong. And, you know, am I scared there's a chance of it re-rupturing? Of course I am. But, you know, just my faith and my trust in God, you know, and by the way, I am vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for about a year now, about a year and a couple months. And I believe that has a huge effect in my recovery, if you want me to be honest. But that's another subject too I talk about. But man, let me tell you, like, but whatever you choose, just listen to your body, listen to your body. And I've been walking for a good 4 weeks now, like a good 4 weeks I've been walking without crutches. So yeah. And if the first time, I was scared to kind of get off my crutches, but as long as you're in the boot, just try it, I was like, what is the worst thing that could happen? It could re-rupture. Okay. If it does, it just does, shit happens, I am alive, I'm healthy, God has blessed me, this is a minor setback, but shit happens, people lose their lives every day. Families are getting killed in car crashes and all this crazy shit, but so, this is just something, it's just part of life, you live, you learn, and I've learned so much. Like God has taught me so much. And I honestly believe that this happened for a reason. And I think that God really wanted me to slow down, he just slow down. He told me to slow down. So, this has slowed me down, gotten me to focus on other things, more family oriented and just other things around the house and just different things. And you can always improve in whatever you're doing, like you can always improve. But this has taught me so much. I'm playing a lot of video games too, but not too many. Yeah, sometimes. But anyway, so I went the non-operative way, and so far it has worked out. Like I said, I didn't have any insurance. So if you don't have any insurance, just do your research, call around for the best places. And I only saw a physical therapist one time, and I won't go back again because it is so much information online, so much. In my opinion, doctors, they push surgery because of course, the money. It's all about money. Everything is about money. Everything. So that is why they push medication. And they wanted me to take aspirin. I didn't take nothing. I took a painkiller one time. That is when it happened. I got home and the pain at nighttime. I took one painkiller. I didn't take anything else. They're saying all these blood clots could happen. Yeah, it could happen, but I don't take medicine, I don't like taking medicine. If I don't have to, I won't. But I took a painkiller one time. After that, I didn't take anything else. Nothing else. But just listen, the body will repair itself. Listen to your body, listen to your mind, it will repair itself. You just have to put in the work, like listen to it, put in the work, eat healthy. A diet is key. What you put in your body is really important, extremely important. So that is my story. I'm pretty sure I am leaving a lot out, but so far everything is working out pretty good. And I've been on the stationary bike with my boot, and for about 3 weeks now, and I sit down and I put my heel on the pedal. And, I add some resistance, and I'm sitting down and I'm pedaling, So that has been working out pretty good. And I have been doing, leg lifts, what is it called? Where you sit down and I cannot forget that. But anyway, I've been doing, the curls with my legs. Of course, not the back. I don't put weight on the back of my legs and do the hamstrings, because of course all of that is connected, your Achilles or whatever. But I don't do that exercise. I only do my quads, the front of my legs, do that exercise. I do like 60 pounds and with both legs, and then I focus on one leg, put about 20 pounds on one leg, and with the weights or whatever. But yeah, man, so far everything has been working out. Credit to God, because He has truly blessed me. No matter what it is, I always ask Him for guidance, and yeah, I am blessed beyond belief. No matter the weather, all of us are blessed. But yeah, but if you choose to have surgery, that's good for you. I think that honestly, if I would have had the money, I would have gone the surgical route, just because it would be a faster recovery process. And I love basketball and I love playing. So that's what I would have chosen if I would have had the money, to be honest with you, if I would have had the money to do it. But I don't plan on being back on the court to probably September. I'm going to take my time with everything, still do my workouts and everything. But yeah, everything has been working out, man. And two of the videos on YouTube that has helped me tremendously. I just know him by his name. His name was RJ or something. And it was another girl, Agnes. Like, their videos, man, they helped me out so much in my decision to not have surgery. And, seeing their recovery just inspired me to do it. But awesome, man, awesome. But I'll try to put everything in the description. But if you have any questions, because I am pretty sure that I've left a lot out, and I know my timeline is not accurate right now, because I'm sorry, I'm not going to edit my video, because that's not what I do. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know, because like I said, I'm pretty sure that I've left a ton out. Sorry that this video was 30 minutes long. Woo! Damn. I hope I am not on data. Ugh. Sorry about that. But yeah, I know people are not going to watch all 30 minutes of this video, but hey, if you do, this will help you out, But yeah, thank you for listening. Deuces.